Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 for this tutorial on how to build this wooden mansion. Here in this one, I'm going to try to finish the rest of the exterior of the house. We're going to be using a lot of the same blocks that we used in the previous video, so make sure you have the stripped spruce logs, the stripped spruce wood, dark oak planks, white stained glass panes, the spruce stairs, trapdoor, planks and slabs, the lecterns, spruce door, spruce fence gate, dark oak fence, stone brick wall, chain, lantern, flower pot, decorated pot, the fern, some moss blocks, grass, double tall grass, spruce leaves, and a lightning rod. Let's start by marking out the balconies here at the front. Make sure you have the stripped spruce logs. And I'll just head on over here to the left. And on top of the corners here, we're just going to add an additional log. And then here towards the back, where you see these logs, you want to make sure you're on the space in front of them. And now on top of these, you can have the stripped spruce wood. Now on top of all of those, you could switch to the stone brick wall, add 2 layers. And now on top of those stone brick walls, you could have 2 layers of the dark oak fences. Now, let's mark out where the railings are going to be. Make sure to have the lectern. And we'll go from the inside. Right on top of these logs and in between the pillars that we just marked out, we're going to have the lecterns. And now be sure to have the spruce planks. And I'll just go in between the pillars here. We're going to be at the space below the lecterns, so lined up where these logs are. We'll just have a strip of the spruce planks like this going across. And then you can fill in all of the rest of this space for the balcony. And now on top of all the lecterns, you could have some spruce trapdoors. So we have one balcony marked out. We're going to head on over here to this side and do the same thing. So now we have both of the balconies marked out. Now back to the stripped spruce logs, we're going to start marking out the walls for the second floor. So let's just head on over here to this left side. We're going to be right behind this little pillar that we made. Right on top of where this log is, we're going to be sure to bring this up by 8. So you can see it is 2 blocks higher than where these fences are. Now, let's line up where this log is and do the same thing. And then where this log is as well. So we have 3 pillars brought up like that so far. Now let's go on over here towards the middle. We're going to line up where this log is. So if you look, you should be lined up where the log is that goes down right here. So this is going to be another 8. So now that should be lined up with the bottom log going all the way down. We'll do the same over on this side. And then we have the 2 here in this corner. And then the 1 over here. Now back to the middle. We're going to go out from the corner of where these are. We're going to bring up another pillar, and it's going to be 2 blocks higher than where these are marked out. So we could just go right on top of the moss that we have here, so part of this roof. bring this up. And just make sure it's 2 blocks higher than that one. We'll do the same on this side. So now, we have it all looking like this here at the front. Now let's be sure to fill in the wall here for this space. Over on this side as well, it's going to be the same thing that we did for the first floor. So we'll start with the spruce planks. We're going to be sure to leave a space at the top where these pillars are. We'll just have a strip of the planks going across like that. Let's also be sure to grab the spruce stairs. We'll have these in each corner just upside down below the planks. And then switch to the spruce trapdoor, have it right next to the stair, and then the trapdoors going down below the stair. So we went ahead and marked out that border just like how we did it for the first level. Now let's head on over to the other side over here and do the same thing. So the planks going across at the top, just leaving 1 space. Then the stairs below that. The trapdoors. Now make sure to have the dark oak planks. We'll go from the inside. And we're going to have a layer going across down here at the bottom, right above where these logs are. So I'll just place a temporary block here, another one next to that. We can then delete this. Bring this straight across. And now we're going to have 2 spaces on each side. It'll be an additional 5, so just all the way brought up until the level where the stair is. So 2 spaces wide and 5 in height. And then we'll have an additional 2 here across the top. So back to the spruce stairs. We'll have these upside down and side by side. And then we'll have the spruce trapdoors below that. We'll be sure to have another 2 trapdoors right here. And now let's go on the inside. Add the extra layer of the dark oak planks around the outer edge of the window. And then we're going to need the white stained glass panes. I'll just swap out the stone brick wall. And we'll fill all of this in for the window itself. So now, from the outside, it's the same thing that we did on the first floor. We will eventually have the flower pot and the fern, but first, let's head on over to this side and do the same thing. Now let's do the space in the middle. Make sure you have the spruce planks again. We're going to leave a space at the top. So on the second layer down, we'll have a strip of the planks going across. And now below that, we'll have the spruce stair in each corner. And then back to the spruce trapdoor, we'll have that next to the stair. And then below the stairs, we'll work our way down these pillars. Looks like right here, I'm going to have to delete that grass that we have. So there we go, we have the border marked out here for this space. Now let's be sure to grab the dark oak planks again. And we're not going to be able to have a layer down here across the bottom. This is actually where the window is going to go all the way down to. So let's go to the top, lined up where the stair is, and we'll have a strip of the dark oak planks. And now you can just work your way down along the sides until you meet up where these trapdoors end. And now we will have the dark oak planks below that, right where the roof to the front porch is. We're just not going to be able to see it from the outside like we can everywhere else. So now you can see all this space here is going to be a big window. So, make sure to switch back to the spruce stairs. We'll have these upside down in each corner again, and then we'll have a spruce trapdoor in the middle at the top, and then some more below the stairs. And then we'll go from the inside, switch back to the dark oak planks, add this layer around the outer edge, And then fill all the space in here with the white stained glass panes. So this window should now be 5 blocks in height and 3 blocks wide. Like that. So from the outside, it is looking like this. Now let's mark out the walls where the balconies are. So let's be sure to switch back to the spruce planks. I want to have an extra layer of the floors. So it's going to be right in between the pillars that we brought up here. So just an extra layer, like that. It'll now make it a lot easier to start placing all the walls. So be sure to switch back to the stripped spruce logs. And we're going to have a layer going all the way up right along here. We'll do the same on this side. And now let's be sure to skip over these 2 spaces. So on the 3rd space, we'll have another pillar going up. Same with right here, leaving 1 space in the middle for where the doorway is going to be. Now, make sure to switch to the spruce stairs. We're going to be on the 3rd block down from the top. We're going to have a stair like that, and then a trap door next to it. We'll do the same on this side. So on the 3rd block down, we have a stair, and a trap door. And now let's fill in the remaining 4 spaces above that with the stripped spruce logs facing straight up and down. So now these are all going to be flowing in the same direction. Do the same over on this side. And now all of this space right here is going to be filled in with more logs. So let's be sure to grab the spruce planks again. And we'll have an extra 2 on each side. And then we could just place the logs right on top of that. And we'll bring them up until we're lined up where the stair is. So it's all filled in like that. Now with the space in the middle, switch back to the spruce stairs again. We're going to be on the 3rd block down. We're going to have one upside down, one facing up. We're going to be sure to have a trap door below that 2nd one. And then back to the stair, we're going to skip over this space, so be on the 3rd space, have another upside down stair, and then let's be sure to have the spruce door. I'll just swap out the lectern. We'll go from the inside and have the door right here. So to make it easier to place if you're in survival, you could go ahead and add an extra strip of the spruce planks right here, since those are going to be there anyway. And now let's be sure to have another upside down spruce stair behind this one. And on top of this, we're then going to have a white stained glass pane. So we're going to have a little window up here. So now let's switch back to the stripped spruce logs. And we'll add an extra layer going up. And we'll just stop it at the same height as this. Do the same on this side. And then we'll be sure to have a stripped spruce wood block above this window so you can't see the inside of the log. We can then just have another log here. So now from the outside, we have this door and a little window here. And now above these stairs, we're going to have another 2 logs. So this wall is now all completely filled in. So now what we just did here, we're then going to do over on this side. So first, be sure to have the spruce planks. We'll have an additional layer right here. And now back to the stripped spruce logs. We'll have a pillar going up right next to the pillar that we already have. And then we'll skip over 2, have one going up here. Do the same thing on this side, leaving just the 1 space down the middle. And now let's switch back to the spruce planks, and let's just add the extra layer going across right here, so it'll then make it easier to place everything else. So now, have the spruce stair. Remember, it is on the 3rd space down, upside down stair with the trap door next to it. Same with this side. And then right above that, we'll have the logs. And now from the inside, we'll completely fill all of this in with more logs up to the same height as the stair. And then we'll add an extra layer on each side here. Now back on the outside, you can see this is what we're left with. So back to the spruce stair. We're going to leave 2 spaces at the top, so we're on the 3rd space down again. It's going to be the upside down stair, one facing up below that, then the spruce trapdoor below that 2nd stair. We're going to skip over this space, so we're going to be on this 3rd space. Have the spruce stair again. Go from the inside, add the door, and then another upside down spruce stair above that, and then we'll have the white stained glass pane. And then the spruce wood block above that with another log. And then we have 2 more logs right here. So now we have all the walls marked out here at the front side of the house. Let's now start doing the sides. So now let's start going all the way around with the stripped spruce logs and just bringing up all the pillars. So wherever you see the top of all the logs, we're just going to be sure to add an additional 8 on top of them, just all the way around. Just went ahead and brought all those up. We are going to be sure to have one more right down the middle here. So right where this porch is, you could just go right on top of the roof, bring this up to the same height as all the others. So now, we could go through and start filling in all the walls. It's going to be the same thing that we did on the 1st floor, so everything's all going to be matched up. So I'll just start over here on this side, I'll show you how to do these 2, and then it's going to be the same thing all the way around. So let's go back on over here to this side, and we'll start out with the dark oak planks. And we're going to have the layer just right above the logs here, so just bring this straight across. And then we have the 2 going up on each side. It'll be 5 blocks in height. And then the 2 spaces across the top. So what I'll do first is actually just mark out where all the dark oak planks are going to be. So we have this section done. We're going to do the same thing here. So it is like this. I'm going to continue going through and just match it up to how we did it for the 1st floor. So I just went around and filled in all the dark oak planks. So now we have all the windows marked out where they're going to be, just like how we did it for the 1st floor. So now we have the 2 spaces remaining here in the middle, and these are just going to be completely filled in with the dark oak planks. So we could just start down here at this layer and fill this in. We'll just bring it straight across from one side to the other, and then just bring this all the way up to the same height as the rest of the walls. So now you can see from the outside, it's all just completely filled in with the dark oak planks. We're not going to have any windows there. Now let's go through and do the trim. So this little border that we did. So we'll start with the spruce planks. It'll just be a space below the very top. Have these going across, with the stair in each corner, the trapdoor next to that, and the trapdoors right up against all of the logs. So I'm going to go through and do this for every space. So I just went all the way around, added the border. Now that we have that done, we could go through and start doing the windows themselves. So make sure you have the dark oak planks, and we're just going to add an extra layer around the outer edge of every single space, and then we'll be sure to fill it all in with the white stained glass panes after that. So I went through and added all those dark oak planks and the white stained glass panes. Now let's be sure to have all the stairs and trapdoors. And then don't forget about the trapdoors below the windows as well. And now let's be sure to go through with the flower pot and the fern and add these on top of all of the trapdoors. We have to be sure to do that here at the front as well. So I went around and added all the flower pots with the ferns. Now back up at the front, let's be sure to do the final touches for the balcony. So make sure you have the decorated pot. We're going to have one of these on each side of the door. And then we'll have a flower pot filled in within that with the fern. And then we need a light source up here, so be sure to grab the stone brick wall. We'll be at the second space down from the top. We'll have the stone brick wall there. We could then have the dark oak fence, the chain, and the lantern. So I'll head on over to the other balcony and do the same thing. And now we have all of the walls marked out. We have the front and back porch. The final thing we have left to do is the roof for the upper level. So I went ahead and organized the inventory, so I just have everything that we're going to continue using for the rest of this video. So this will be everything for the roof of the house. So we still have the spruce planks, stairs, slabs, trapdoors, fence gate, and stripped spruce log. And then we have the dark oak planks and slabs, as well as the white stained glass panes. And then we're also still going to need the spruce leaves, the moss blocks, the grass, and the lightning rod. Let's start with the balconies. Make sure you have the spruce planks. And we're going to place one of these on top of all the fences that we have here where these little pillars are. And now, next to all of those, we're going to have the upside down spruce stair. So it's going to be 2 on the sides, and then 2 at the front. On the outer corner, right here, we're going to be sure to have a spruce slab. And now let's switch to the spruce trapdoor, and I'm going to place these in between all of the stairs. And now let's be sure to have a layer of spruce planks on top of that frame. Now back to the stripped spruce logs. I'm going to have a beam going right across in this direction, lined up right down the middle of where the spruce trapdoor is. So it's going to be on the same layer as these planks. I'll just bring this beam going straight across. And then we're going to have 2 in the other direction, right above where we marked out these lanterns. And now, back to the dark oak slabs, and we're going to have these to fill in the rest of the space at the top edge of those logs. So we have the ceiling and the frame all marked out here for this balcony side. Now let's head on over to this side and do the same thing. So we have the spruce planks on top of all the fences. And then we'll have the stair right next to those. There's a slab on the outer corner. And let's be sure to do the spruce planks first. So just the extra layer right on top of all this. And then we could go underneath and it'll make it a little bit easier to then do the trapdoors. Now let's have the stripped spruce logs. So we'll have the one going across in this direction. And then the 2 right here. And then the rest of it filled in with the dark oak slabs. So now this side is all done. Now we can start marking out the roof. Make sure to have these spruce stairs. And I'll just start, how about over here? And I'm just going to have upside down spruce stairs here at the top layers, so we're starting to mark out the overhang for the roof. And then this we could curve, bring it straight across into those logs. Like that, just this little L shape. We'll do the same thing on this side. And then, right here, once you meet up with the edge, this is going to be a corner block, so I'm going to be sure to have a spruce slab. And then another set of upside down stairs across the front. Once you meet up with this edge, we'll have the spruce slab again. And then back to the stairs. These will be upside down, going all the way across the side, towards the back. We'll bring this over until we're lined up at the edge of this pillar. So then this will be filled in with a slab. And underneath here, I'll be sure to have another slab. And then back to the stairs. We can start bringing this across all the way along the back. So that's just going straight across here at the back. Brought it over until we're lined up here where this pillar is. So we have the slab here as well. And then another set of stairs going back towards the front. And then here again, another slab. Bring it across the front. And one more slab here back to where we started. So now we have the overhang all marked out. We can now start shaping out the roof. We'll start over here on this side first. Let's just go to this corner. We're going to have a block of the spruce planks. And then a stair on top of that. Another spruce plank behind the stair. And then another stair on top of that. Then behind this stair, we're going to have 2 planks with a stair, and then another 2 with a stair again, and then we're going to have 3 with a stair, back to 2, and then we're now right down the middle, so we're going to have another block and another one on top of that. So I'll do it again on this side from this corner. So we have the full block, a stair, another full block with a stair, 2 full blocks, another 2 full, and then 3, another 2, and there we go. Now we have to be sure to go underneath, so where the first layer is, we're just going to have the stair on its side like that, or kind of like facing straight on. And then everywhere else is going to be upside down on its side like this. And then here at the top in the middle will be another upside down stair in the same direction as this. And then lined up where the top block is, we'll have another one, which will then be topped off with a slab. So we have this first big shape all marked out. So now we're going to go at the back. We're going to have this same shape. We just want to make sure it's also lined up with it. So we'll go from this corner and just start doing the same thing. So I have the full block with a stair, and then another full block with a stair, and then we have the 2, another 2, and then 3, back to 2, like that. Now let's do the same thing, and we want to make sure where this pillar is, you want to be sure to skip over this space, and then make sure you're lined up with the second space. So right on top of the overhang here is where the first block will be. So we have that, with the stair, one more, And then back to the 2. 2 again. Then the 3. The 2 again. And then right here down the middle, we'll have 1 block, another one on top of that. And then, let's be sure to have the upside down stair facing straight on here at the bottom. Then the rest of them are sideways going up. And then we have the final one here, which will be straight on again. We have one more here with a slab. So now what we just did at the front, we then did here at the back. They're both lined up. And now continue with the slabs. We're going to go at the bottom edge of this top full block. And we're going to just have the slabs going straight across all the way from the back to the front, and they should connect together perfectly like this, as long as you made everything the height that it should be. So we have all of that shaped out. So what we just did over here, we're then going to do over here on this side. So what you could do is just rewind the video and rewatch all of this again in case you need to know how to do it again over here. And now I have this side all shaped out. Now let's mark out the final shape that we're going to have here in the middle. So make sure to have the spruce stairs. We're going to be lined up at the top block. And we're going to start marking out the overhang. So we just have the upside down stairs going straight across. In each corner we'll have the slab. And then another stair behind that. Now let's do the shape. So on each corner, we're going to have 1 full block with a stair. And then it'll be another full block with a stair again. And then we'll have 2 blocks. And then 2 blocks again. And then down the middle, we'll have another 2. Upside down stair right here. Another upside down on each side. And then here as well. And then at the top, we'll have 1 more with the slab to top it off. Now with the dark oak planks, let's go behind all of the shapes and completely fill in all of the remaining space. So for this first shape, I'll just go ahead and bring this straight across. Make sure not to place any of the blocks on the outer side like this. You just want to worry about filling in all of the space throughout the middle so that there's no empty spaces remaining. So just like that is perfectly fine. So from the outside, it's all just a solid wall. So I'm going to do that for all of the other shapes. So I went through and filled it all in with the dark oak planks. And now we are going to have some small windows within these bigger shapes here. So right down the middle, starting at the bottom, we're going to leave these 2 spaces. So starting on the 3rd space, we're going to carve out 2 here. You can then fill that in with the white stained glass paints. And now we'll have a spruce slab at the top with a spruce trap door on each side. And then we'll have some more trap doors on each side of the window going down, and then 1 more trap door in front of the window like that. And you know what? I didn't do this at the original build, but how about we go ahead and grab the fern and the flower pot? That way we're not leaving this trap door empty. We could actually add a little something here. So now what we just did here, we're going to then do for that space and for the 2 spaces at the back. And after the windows, we're also going to have some spruce fence gates going across the bottom here. So now we have all of that marked out with the fence gates here across the bottom and the windows. So I do want to say you will need a lot of moss blocks for this roof. So be sure to gather up as many as you could find, because the entire roof is going to be filled in with them, and as you can see, there is a lot of space that we have to fill in. So I'll start over here at the left. We're going to be right on top of the overhang. We're going to have a layer of the moss blocks like this going across, and we'll just bring it over until we're lined up with the overhang here for now. Now, above that, on the next layer going back, we're going to have another set of 1. And now, we're going to go up again, and this time we're going to have 2 layers. So you can see how we're starting to kind of work our way along the shape. So now, another set of 2. And then it's going to be 3. And then 2 again. And now you can see we have one more space here, which is going to be 1. And it's just right below the slabs that we placed. So this is how it's going to be looking so far. We have this entire section filled in. Let's look over to the other side, and we're going to do it again. So we have the first layer, which is just 1. Bring it over until here. Next layer, just 1 again. And then it'll be 2. And then 2 again. Then 3. Back to 2. And 1. So we have both of those sides filled in so far. Now let's go on the opposite side. And we're going to start bringing it straight across from the front all the way to the back. It's going to be the same pattern that we did. So it's 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, and then back to the 1. So you could just continue that and work it all the way towards the back. So this side is all completely filled in. We'll head on over to the other side and do it again. And now this side is done. Now back up at the front, let's start filling in the middle space. The pattern's going to be a little bit different than what we already did here. So right off the bat, this first layer is still going to be kept the same, so you can just bring this all the way in. Now the second layer, you can see how on this section it is 1. It's going to be 2 blocks tall for this middle space. So what we could do is just extend out the layer that we already have here, bring this over into that stair there, and now right on top of this, you could just add an additional layer. Just like that. We'll do the same on this side. So we'll extend out this first layer, bring it across into the stair, and now just an additional layer right on top of that. Now let's do the next layer. So you can see right here, we're going to extend this out by 2, and then bring this over, and it'll just stop lined up with the previous level. And this level is only going to be the 1. So we'll head on over here to this side and do the same thing. So bring this out by 2, bring this over, and just line it up there for now. Next layer up is going to be back to 2, so you can see it's actually matched up to this level. So we could bring this out by 3, and then just continue bringing this over. And for now, once again, we'll just keep it lined up with the previous levels. So I'll head on over here to this side, do the same thing. Next layer up is going to be 2 again. So we'll bring this out just 1 block further, bring this over, do the same on this side. Like that. You can see how we still have to extend out this final layer, so this will just be brought over until right there. We'll do the same on this side, so we're just adding an additional 4. Now where this section is, where we have the remaining 2, let's bring this over until it's lined up here at the edge. And then what we could do for the top layer is just bring this straight across to the back. Like that. So we'll do the same on this side. So we have the 2 layers going all the way over to the edge here, and then the upper level will be brought straight towards the back. And now we have one more section to bring across here at the front. It's going to be 2 blocks tall. So this block right here, we could bring out 1 more, and then just add 1 right on top of that. And now just continue these 2 layers across. Like that. We'll do the same on this side. So we just have the 1 block here, we have 1 on top of it, and then just the 2 layers going over. So now the front side is looking like this. You can see how we still have to connect it to the shape right down the middle. So that's what we'll do next. Let's just go towards the left. You can see how we just have 1 here. And then for the next layer, we could just continue this over. So that's just another single layer. Next layer up is going to be 2, so it's going to match up to this. So you could just start here, fill all this in. And then next layer up will be 2 again. So we'll actually just connect it into this, bring it over 1 extra block further, and then bring this into the shape. And then we're going to have just 1 more right here for the final layer. And we will then have the spruce slab on top of this. So we'll just stop it right here. You can see these final 2 spaces are going to be brought straight across. So now we have this corner all filled in. We'll do the same on this side. So we have the first space, just that single block. Second space, bring it over and in. Third space, bring this over and in. And then the final space here. We could then switch back to the spruce slab again and have this right on top of all these blocks going straight across from one side to the other. So, now all of this is completely filled in. This is what it should be looking like. So now we have to do the back side. Back to the moss blocks. We'll start down here at the bottom, right on top of the overhang, and just have this single layer going straight across. Next layer up, it's going to be 2 layers in height, so lined up where this stair is, and then the extra block right on top of that. Go ahead and bring this over. We'll be sure to fill in the extra space right behind this stair as well. Now on the next layer, it's just going to be 1. So lined up where this spruce plank is, you can bring this out by 2 like that, and then just bring this straight across into the other side here. So now we have 1 layer, 2 layers, back to the 1. So we're going to have another 2 here. So you could just bring it out by 3 like that, and then just bring this over to the other side. Now for the next layer, where this side is, it's going to be 3. But then for the middle section, it'll be 2 like it is back at the front. So, first, let's continue the 3 like this. We'll bring it out until it's just 1 block further than the previous level, and then we'll just continue with 2 right here and bring this straight over. So now back on this side, we have the 3 again, and we'll bring it over into there like that. And now for the final layer, you can see we just have the single space remaining here. So we'll bring this 1 block further than this space. And then you can see we could go ahead and actually just bring this out 1 more. And then continue with the 2 like this. So I'll be sure to show that again over on this side. So we have the single space going out here, just 1 block further. And then this layer you could also bring out 1 block further. And then you can see we're just going to have the 2 layers going back over. And now on top of this, we could have these spruce slabs. All the space filled in here will be spruce planks, just half a space below those slabs. And then we have the lightning rod, which we could have right here in the middle. And now let's go back up towards the front. We're going to have a window in the roof on each side. And I just noticed I forgot to add the spruce fence gates here for this shape, so let's be sure to do that. And now, be sure to switch back to the stripped spruce logs. We'll do this right side first. So we want to make sure to leave the single space here at the bottom. We're going to be lined up with the windows for the rest of the house. So it's going to be right here. We could carve out the 4. So this is exactly where the window itself will be. And now let's delete the other 2 spaces on each side. Right behind this first layer, we're going to just have some dark oak planks. Going up on each side, we'll have a pillar of 3 stripped spruce logs. We'll have 2 upside down spruce stairs. Another 2 upside down in front of the logs like that. We could then have a stair facing up on top of those stairs. Upside down behind those. And then 2 more facing up. And then the remaining space will be the spruce planks. We could then fill this in with white stained glass panes. Let's head on over here to this side. We'll do the same thing. So we could carve out the 4. And then another 2 on each side. We could then have the dark oak planks. And then the stripped spruce logs, 3 on each side. Upside down spruce stairs at the top. 2 more upside down on each side. Facing up on top of that. Upside down behind those. And facing up again. 2 full blocks to fill in that empty space. And then the white stained glass panes. And how about we also add some spruce trap doors in front of the logs. And now I have the moss blocks lined up where this stair is. We could just have 2. Another 2 right there. We could then do the same on the other side. And then let's go on over here and do the same thing. And now we have the final touch, and then the exterior of the house will then be complete. We'll then just have the interior left. So we're going to be using the spruce leaves, the grass, and the double tall grass, just to add a bunch of texture to the roof so it's not just completely filled in with the moss blocks. So it's going to be the same thing that we did here for the porches. So, I'm just going to go through, maybe replace a bunch of the moss blocks with some spruce leaves. Also be sure to just place some spruce leaves right on top of the blocks. And we'll also have all the grass, and we'll be sure to hang down some leaves over the edge too. So I'll show you how mine's going to be looking at the end. So I just finished going through and adding all the texture for the roof. So I have all the spruce leaves and the grass. So you can see I have some spruce leaves hanging down and a few spaces here at the front, which I think is going to be enough. Got a couple spaces here at the side. And then a couple more here at the back. And then some more over here on this side. But yeah, now the main exterior of the house is complete. And I did do a little pathway at the original build, so I'll be sure to go over here and show you which blocks I used and kind of show you how the pattern's looking. So I just have the moss blocks, the podzol, coarse dirt, the dirt path, and some gravel. And I just mixed them all up and did this little pattern like this. And then I even have these lamps here, so it's just the stone brick wall, a couple dark oak fences, and the lanterns. I'm not going to worry about showing this. I also didn't add this into the plot size, so this is just kind of a little extra decoration I added on the outside. But anyway, we now have the entire exterior of the house complete, so all we have left to do now is the interior. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that here for part 2 for this tutorial on how to build this wooden mansion. If it helped you, be sure to please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in part 3.